Oh my God. I don't know why they're trying to call these dried figs 5-flower, but I know what these are. I want to share with everyone what these are, but whoever sold these dried flowers, I need you to back the up and just call these flowers what they are. I cannot pronounce these words. I'm embarrassed. We have never been to a botanical garden ever, by the way.
It's Sophia Franklyn. You are listening to Sofia with an F, and the F is for phenomenal.
What's up, everyone? Soph just hit the vape. We are back for another episode. Welcome to Sofia with an F. I just got Botox like an hour ago. The horns have disappeared, and I have a display right now. If you are not watching this, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sofia with an F. I'm going to be making a candle today while I podcast. Last week I did a vision board. You guys fucking loved it. Soph was with me for that one too. And she made more of like a collage. Like, I don't want to shit on it. But like, maybe you can walk me through it after this. But I actually made a vision board. I'm going to hang it up somewhere. But today we're going to make a candle, which is like, I've never made a candle, A. B, it's a little bit more, what's the word? Not inducive.
Hot tools are involved.
Hot tools are involved. We're going to have to like boil. We're going to have to melt the wax, which I really didn't want to start this episode off on you. And I'm not. I'm curious.
On me? I was like, on them?
The Sloots? No, everything is perfect. I'm just curious as to the type of wax that you ordered. Can you just walk me through?
I ordered Michael's Finest paraffin wax.
So
can I explain something?
Please.
There's wax that comes in bags that's little pellets, but in my mind, I'm like, what if that literally just makes the tiniest little tea candle? I don't know. Getting blocks of it made it seem like there'd be more.
So I was actually less concerned by like the structure of the actual wax and more about what the wax is, because I don't know if you've ever looked into non-toxic candles, but they're so pissed. I'm very happy actually that you got paraffin wax because it's our first time making a candle. I'm pretty sure paraffin wax is like known to be really bad for you, which brings
rumors have been spread before. You shouldn't believe everything you read. Sometimes things have bad reputations.
That's what I've been trying to say about vaping. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's fake. It's fake news.
I mean, I think it could be fake news. The same way cigarettes were good and then now they're bad. It's like maybe vaping isn't that bad for you. Although I hit my plastic surgeon. Every time I say that, people are like, this dumb is not going to a plastic surgeon just to get Botox. I walked in to get earlobe repair, one day. And she told me I couldn't wear earrings for 6 weeks. So then I pussied out. And then she was like, but maybe Botox would be great for you. So ever since then, I've been going to her for Botox. If I ever get plastic surgery, I will absolutely let you know. Actually, I have it scheduled on the calendar. And this is a year later after seeing her just for Botox to get my earlobes repaired in a few days.
Also, the craziest thing that we didn't consider is when we were checking out, the woman was like, wait, are you just going to do one lobe? And then we both kind of were like, wait, we should do both. And then we're like, wait, no, that's actually insane to do one. And then the other one like gets worn down over time.
That's what I instinctively said, oh, I want to do both. But then I was looking at her and she was like, are you sure? And then she just did a complete 180 and was like, that would be so stupid
also,
for you to do one.
That shouldn't be offered for unless like you have an unrelated to earrings like accident on one of your ears.
Like unless one, no, but even if one is severely stretched out, there's a good chance that the other one is like slightly stretched out. It's like it's after you have kids. You know what I mean?
That's a really good message, actually. Right after you said you're going to start a family. That's going to be your community. Last episode, you said you're starting a family in 2025 or getting a wiener dog.
I want to know if I know stretch when the baby is coming out. I just really am curious. Do they stay stretched out, or is that a myth, or do they go
No,
back?
I don't think that it's not like, oh, this thing's stretching out when the baby comes. It's like it's moving for the baby.
It's moving.
You know?
I mean, it's moving for the baby, right? And the muscles actually like separate. But it's okay. The myth about if girls hook up with too many dudes, or if girls hook up with a guy who has a big package and her stretches, is so false and such a lie and a myth. However, after the baby situation, I kind of wonder.
It's probably different.
I mean, it's probably different, which is totally fine. I'm curious because I'm going to be having babies in like, you know.
We'll vlog it.
In the next 6 months, you would try to vlog that. Dr. Lafer, I asked her before I left, I said, if you could have me stop doing one of these things, but you can only pick one, which one would you suggest that I quit? I gave her the options out of Adderall, drinking, vaping. Without hesitation, overwhelmingly, she said vaping. She's like, you need to stop that today.
She said profound, to be clear, she was like profound impact on the skin.
Which,
profound.
again, I thought smoking was like one of those things that will catch up with you later. And
There was like no difference.
No, she's like, no, you will notice a difference the second that you stop.
It must have to do, like, I'm just thinking about the photos they show in Dare and stuff, but I do feel like smoking has to do with hollowing your face a little bit, right?
And I already have a hollow ass face. So
Vaping hollows.
There are multiple. I'm the last that should be vaping. I don't have like a round plump face. I already have a sunken in face. So I've been talking about it for a year about quitting vaping, but now that I know that like I could look hotter instantly from quitting, the lung issues and me dying early, that actually is a real motivator. I've heard that going to a hypnotist has worked wonders for people. I've heard that Alan Carr's book, How to Quit Smoking, which I have in physical form and downloaded in audio form, have yet to really take a listen or read a line, but it's there for when I need it. I also spent like $300 on nicotine gum, lozenges, patches. Have yet to touch those. I've been getting ready. It was just the brain, the mental needed to catch up with the rest of it.
I had a friend who did ceramics and she made herself like an exact jewel replica that was the exact same like weight and stuff. And so it didn't have vaporizer or anything, but she would like hold it and carry it around and it helped her.
I need some other oral fixation thing.
Binky?
I need a binky. No, because then people are going to sexualize me and I don't need them doing that. So we're not going to do a binky, but like anything else would work.
Do you remember how on Real Housewives of New York, Simon of Simon and Alex was a horrible smoker and then he saw a hypnotist and then he couldn't smell cigarettes again?
I do not remember that. Okay, and then I need to go see a hypnotist. You truly believe that? Okay, so that we're gonna vlog. I'm gonna go see a hypnotist, have them hypnotize me into quitting vaping, which there's now an app. Like there's a hypnotist app that I actually heard is amazing and really, really good. I need to like put on the calendar the day that I'm gonna quit. Another thing that I've been purchasing stuff for but not following through on is to make a candle. And what I have on the table in front of me is a box filled with like dried flowers and essential oils and stuff to make your candle cute but also smell good. I purchased these items 8 months ago and just have been carrying them around with me, similar to my sea fan, which is a piece of coral that I found in Tulum I don't know, over 10 years ago that I have done nothing with, but I have taken it with me to Utah. I've taken it back to New York. I've taken it with me to every apartment. It's very delicate. It ends up being like the focal point every time I'm like moving. It's still just sitting in a bowl, which is totally fine. Yeah. So I'm now going to use these things. I took them out of storage. I did not have candle wax or candle wicks, but now I do because Soph put in a little order. And then because I really care about sustainability, we've got 4 candles here that I purchased and have used and that are near empty. And I told Soph, we can just use these, right? Repurpose, reuse, recycle. We just need to melt the wax out of them. Like this, for example, this is half-baked pumpkin smash candle. So I don't know how I kind of need to like melt the wax out because I'm planning on doing a lavender rose candle. But Soph, with her kind of like creative side, she thought, how cool would it be to just keep the leftover wax and just add your wax on top of it. So then there's kind of this like cool little separation.
A stripe. It's like the Rothko paintings that you hate.
I hate Rothko. I don't get it. I don't think he was a talented artist. I think there's a reason that there was this whole art scandal in the art world where this lady teamed up with like her boyfriend and they were from Spain and they sold like tens and tens and tens of fake Rothko paintings and made millions of dollars. And they did it through this extremely reputable art gallery that no longer exists because of them. I can really just talk around and around. But anyways, so these candles are gorgeous. And we know we don't need to melt the wax out. What candle do I actually want to make well, I guess I kind of need to base it off of the leftover.
They're pairings. This is a pairing menu.
It's like wine and a steak. Fall leaves, no. This is it. Ew, but I'm gonna get in trouble. It says Yankee Candle on it. Therefore, it will not be my candle. Oh, will this sticker come off? By the way, you guys, I'm going to be selling these candles for $175 a piece. So you could just Venmo me and I'll send you one right away. I'm starting a mass candle making business.
We should start a bidding war on your very personal vision board.
What kind of bad juju do you get if you sell your vision board to someone?
It's like,
and then you run into them 5 years later and they're living your life?
They got the Mew Mew campaign. Wait, that'd be a great movie.
That's a genius movie. I just took the sticker off, so now I can really sell
also,
this.
for the people that aren't watching, which you should be, it's a purple candle. And it's beautiful. It just had a Yankee Candle label, which is not what we're doing.
Yeah, and it definitely still has the leftover wax in it, plus a non-scented tea candle that I threw in to So this will be the third type of wax going in.
It's neutral. The tea candle doesn't have anything.
Right, just a wick that's sticking out, but
it's all good.
A wick on a wick, I don't think it matters.
John Wick.
I don't know who that is. I know Nardowick. Okay, purple. I'm looking at like the dried florals here. Why do people not decorate their candles? Like, I'm sorry, I love a candle and I purchase them very frequently, which is why I'm taking up this business of that.
So it's 4 minutes into doing it. Why doesn't everyone just do this? Meanwhile, we don't know how to melt the wax. Like, this is boots on the ground.
I've never made a candle in my life, and I am, oh my God. I don't know why they're trying to call these dried figs 5 flower. But I know what these are.
What are they?
They're
really
figs.
cute. Those are so cute.
These are so cute. And I think that might be my number one contender. I want to share with everyone what these are. But whoever sold these dried flowers, I need you to back the up and just call these flowers what they are. This person's trying to embarrass me.
What does it say?
I cannot pronounce these words. I'm embarrassed. Okay, this is red gonorrhea, red gomphrena globsa. So I know that.
Come on.
Helichrysum bracteatum. You know what, you guys? Okay.
Maybe the ones you think are pretty.
Lavender.
You can open and smell. Oh, that's lavender.
And it says lavender buds on it. So you know what? And I think I said lavender initially, and this candle already has some lavender in it. I think I'm going to do this.
The fig and the lavender?
Yeah. Why are they giving me lavender buds?
I am very curious. It also looks like you kind of could be a mixologist because I see some dried orange.
I need you to guess again.
Dried whatever lemons. Dried is that dried lemons?
Okay? We've never seen a fruit, and we have never been to a botanical garden ever, by the way.
What are they?
Lemon slices. Are you gonna try to? You want these for your candle? You know what? That is totally fine.
But I have a question too, which is, I think there's a way to. We're not realizing that the dry thing you put in is mostly for how it looks, and the essential oil you pour is the smell.
Thank you for pointing that out. I was actually just testing you, and therefore, let me walk you guys through the essential oils that I have, because I think that's where we start. Stevia leaf. I can't wait to crush this up and use it as sugar. This is the ugliest shit I've ever seen for a candle. Rose petals. I don't know. I think, okay, to the essential oils.
You should take a bath with the stuff that you don't use.
My vagina would love that and not get a yeast infection. I did do my research, you guys, when I bought these essential oils, and they're non-toxic. I can't remember why, but I only got rosemary and lavender oil.
Okay. I'm making the rosemary one.
I'm pretty sure that we're supposed to put both in.
Rosemary, lavender?
Yeah.
And lemon?
I have fresh mint and fresh cilantro in my fridge.
I have the butt of my Italian sub.
You know, okay, so I said a lavender candle. I think I'm going to do lavender with the rosemary, and I don't want to risk the aesthetic of my candle since I feel like the rest of it is already severely at risk. So I'm just going to compromise. I'm just going to go with these 5 flowers, which again is a dried fig. And I don't know why they don't want to just call it that, but
they're like coin size.
Yeah, they're like chunky, and I feel like just a bigger, chunkier flower / fruit / whatever this shit is called will look good. Peony buds. These actually look really. Okay.
Peony.
They're trying
the craft community, we thought we were joined. The craft community is not an easy one to be a part of.
Can we go back to like easy
Elmer's glue?
Just Elmer's glue these on the side of my
What if we just decorate the glass candle?
Yes, the outside with the Elmer's glue. I'm never going to try to pronunciate another word ever again. Oh, so I was going to ask you this, and then I waited until we were recording. Do you prioritize my personality or my hotness coming off on camera?
Personality. The hotness is always there. Not that the personality is not always there.
I was about to say, that's the nicest thing ever, and then I stopped because I was like, wait.
No, the personality. We got to work on the inside.
Don't worry. I know exactly what I need to fucking worry about.
I have one more question.
Yes.
I am aware that the size of the jars probably would need just one wick, but we could go like that could be a design element
That
is multiple wicks.
is such a good point. You know, and I feel like you can't do 2 wicks.
It has to be 3 or 1.
And why is that though?
Because they're circles?
I don't know what shapes are either. I think we're being really ambitious here, considering I've never fucking tried to make a candle, and so I'm gonna stick with 1 wick. Hey Siri, how long does it take to melt candle wax? Paraffin? Oh, 4 to 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Can vary depending on the microwave. Guys, we're not doing microwave candles, okay? Not in this house, unless you think we should. No. All right, Soph is in the kitchen melting the wax, and it's not sounding great, but I just don't want you to get burned, and I hope you're using an oven mitt. I have a lawsuit on my hands, and but now it's recorded that I told you to be safe. Therefore, I don't know how you're going to press charges. Good luck. I'm going to be answering your guys' questions today, which I'm now realizing that reading your questions while also making a candle while also answering them is quite a bit of multitasking, but I'm that bitch, you know? Let's start with question number 1. Okay. Hi, Sofia. My husband and I have been together for nearly 9 years, and he has crippling depression. He doesn't talk much. I have to drag him out of bed in the morning to get him to work. When he comes home, all he does is complain. It didn't bother me until this summer when I took a spiritual class, and I realized that any man would be so lucky to have me. I don't want to leave him, but I really need him to understand that I need more from him. I've been trying to get him to do gratitude lists in the morning, journaling after work, and meditation before bed. It seemed to work for a little. Now we're sliding back to square one. What should I do? How can I get him to take his mental health seriously? This is screaming, seek professional help all over it. I mean that in the best, most endearing, most supportive way possible. Hi, I'm the girl. I have a therapist. I have a psychiatrist. I have a plastic surgeon, and I have doctors all around and mental health professionals. So I think that is what you need to do. And I think that sometimes, yes, if I'm feeling depressed or if I have a friend who confides in me and tells me that they're dealing with crippling anxiety and crippling depression, my immediate response is diet and exercise. And are you taking care of those things? Are we like partying a lot? Can we cut back a little bit? Because I do think that those things heavily influence that. However, this has been going on, it sounds like, for a significant amount of time. You and he have tried different things to work on it. And, you know, at the end of the day, I do think that sometimes, and I'm going to get probably in trouble. I am not a doctor, but this is just what I think. And please, because I know we got doctors who listen, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I think that sometimes medication is necessary, A. B, I think that sometimes medication is necessary to get someone out of the slump, and then they can start, you know, doing the exercise and taking care of their bodies and nutrition and whatever else. But it's hard to do that shit when you have crippling depression. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you can take medication to kind of get you out of the slump, and then you can get off of it or wean off of it. Either way, I I don't know. I'm a strong believer in confiding in a healthcare professional as well as medication. And it sounds like, you have tried, and both of you guys have tried. If he refuses to take his mental health seriously and he doesn't want to see a therapist or a doctor, that's a really hard and tricky situation. And I can tell from how you wrote this question, you have not abandoned him. You have not done any of the things that I think you are scared to do. You have only been there for him to the point that you let it slide for however long. You didn't even bring it up. And once you did bring it up, you were trying to have him implement all of these things into his life. You can't fix someone, right? Like at the end of the day, they have to save themselves. And that might sound dark and that might sound whatever, but it's the truth. And if he is not willing to seek out help, it's not fair for you to live a life that isn't good for you either, right? And you can only show up for your partner as good as you show up for yourself, right? So like if you are dealing with something, you, number one, should work on yourself before you're trying to help your partner, if you can. So yeah, I mean, I think it's fair for you to tell him that this relationship is not what you have experienced with him. It's not what you signed up for. You love him and you're willing to be there for him. But like, if he doesn't take that necessary step, then there's going to be an issue. And maybe you guys need to take a break or separate or whatever. Maybe you don't even need to bring that up in the first conversation with him, but it's fair to do. Next question. Hey, Sofia, I recently got arrested and feel like shit. Don't worry, it was a minor offense, but no one I know has gone through anything like this before. Any advice, stories, or tips to get through this shitty time? Love you. You came to the right place, baby doll. Because I have been arrested 3 times. I decided to capitalize on one of the arrests and put my mugshot on a t-shirt and sell it to the public. And why did I feel comfortable and confident doing that? Because I have done a lot of gnarly, shameful, embarrassing, horrifying things in my life. I mean, it's just, I'm a human, and things that I am not proud of. And the only way that I can feel good and start to get over the shame and the embarrassment is to take ownership and own it. And once you do something like that, it is the most freeing, liberating thing that you can possibly do. There's no way to get through life without having an ongoing list of shit that you are not going to be happy about that you did, and that there's going to be shame surrounding. You are only human, and if holding on to the shame and keeping it hush, I mean, I'm not saying you have to like share it with the class and like post it on your story, but carrying that around with you will feel like shit, and it will continue to feel like shit. And the only way through it is to forgive yourself and show yourself enough grace to let it go. And my therapist always tries to do this exercise with me. And she'll say, okay, is it my therapist or my personal trainer? I think my personal trainer actually tells me this. Shout out Noah. Woo! I would just like to clarify, I don't have my shit together. So maybe it looks like it because I'm wearing a gray knitted sweater and I have it hanging over my shoulders like Martha's Vineyard hot soccer mom. I love how I just added the hot in there. I didn't say it. Soph was saying it earlier. She definitely wasn't. I don't have my shit together. And for anyone who looks like they have their shit together, they don't. So let me just put that to bed. You are in your early 20s. I moved to New York when I was 25. And when I moved here, I was getting paid a Utah salary because I was working remote. I had no money. I lived in a studio apartment that had no furniture but a mattress on the floor and a chair. That is the truth. It was dark. I didn't have friends here. I didn't have family here. And that's where I was at 25. What resources can I tell you about or recommendations to manage living, money, overall life? My biggest piece of advice is to get comfortable knowing that you shouldn't really know anything. Like, you are in your early 20s. You don't need to know shit right now. You need to go through the motions. You need to be responsible-ish, right? Like, you need to show up to your job so that you can afford food. That's like, I love how I just lay out the bare minimum, the actual bare minimum, but it's true. Biggest piece of advice though, because I remember that feeling of just feeling so lost and being like, okay, well, people out here have a 5-year plan and I don't even know how I'm gonna get groceries. Say yes to as many opportunities as you can and just keep going. I'm going to sound corny. The second you like give up and admit defeat and you're just like, I can't handle this, blah, 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 that's when you're going to fail. If you keep throwing shit at the wall over and over and over, I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're trying to fix or get your life together around. But if you throw something at the wall enough times, something will stick. Next question. My friend has been having raging yeast/BV infections because her boyfriend will do her in the ass, then put it in her vag. I told her to, at the very least, tell him to pick a hole, but she said she's scared he will leave her. What should I do as her friend? She said her vag smells like and he still goes down on her. We're gonna cut that line. Soph just, by the way, left the wax to come look at me. This is the craziest question that I've received in a minute. And the fact that your friend is allowing, you cannot put it in the butt. I don't know if I can give this person advice. That is, let him leave her. Let him leave you, baby girl. Like, I would rather be single and lose the love of my life than risk my vagina getting fucked up. And by the way, she keeps getting raging yeast infections and BV infections. What about all the other infections? Like, there's a lot of other shit that can go wrong by doing this. So yeah, I would say you pick a fucking hole for that sexcapade you want to go on. Okay? Do you have something for me?
I took some B-roll that you will have all seen of that process. It was actually really easy.
To melt it.
It was easy. And as it was melting, I could tell that this is the most, this is like the most organic, pure stuff ever.
Really?
It was really good.
Paraffin wax?
Yeah,
you guys heard it here first. It's not bad for you. It's actually really good for you. Are you just going to pour that?
Am I?
Oh, right. I'm making the candle because that is what I've been wanting to do for over a year. I'm holding a tin bowl and I'm like low-key terrified. I should be wearing an apron. I have 4 half-empty, used up, washed up candles here. And I'm realizing very quickly that like the decor is going to get lost because the vases that these candles are in are like not clear. This one could work. Is my candle gonna smell like, let's see, half-baked apple cider smash plus any fucking thing that I'm about to add to it? Sure. And we're gonna go for it. This is also probably burning right through my coffee table, which I love.
Ooh, we're doing the first pour.
I'm about to pour the candle wax. I have a fear that this is not just going to pour in here. Oh! It fell on the table, but that's okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm assuming now I don't have like all the time in the world.
Definitely not.
And I should probably hurry and... Ah! Okay, I'm going to do the most important thing, which is put some of this essential oils. Do I know how much? No. You guys, the candle's like solid.
Oh, and there's not a little dropper. It's just right out of the jar.
Guys,
Which one did you just pour in?
I just poured in some lavender without measuring. This candle is solidifying and getting candly very fast.
I'm going to bring you a whisk.
Okay, this rosemary is locked. You know what? I didn't want rosemary in it anyways, so that is actually totally okay with me, considering it's already got a little flavoring of its own. Actually, there we go. That was way too much. That's okay, though. Now, guys, I'm adding my dried figs. Let me put a candle wick in case I...
Oh, I forgot about the candle wicks.
Whoa, that is scented.
Really? Oh.
Okay, maybe this could... I think scissors would also be like really helpful for the wick, but we could just let it.
We're kind of running into an issue of that the wick is leaning Tower of Pisa.
Well, because the wick is as long as like a shoelace string.
Right. So the weight is kind of...
But you know what? I'll just look at this. This is how fucking good I am. You know what? I had a change of heart and I'm just going to decorate the top. Let's do a rapid fire
Okay,
round,
let's do
so.
rapid fire questions.
Okay.
How long would you wait for a proposal?
1 year at this stage in my life.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that if I wasn't at this stage.
Thoughts on mixing various substances with sex?
I've heard people say when they smoke, it's really good. I would fucking hate that. Alcohol, though, I can't. It's like very hard for me to have an orgasm if I'm like intoxicated. I mean, if I just had like a couple drinks and whatever, this is going to probably get me kicked off any kind of podcasting platform. I don't care. I one time was flying and I took a Klonopin and was definitely still... Okay, this candle... Okay, so the Klonopin... I'm just fishing right now, actually. Woo! I can't wait to show you guys this for my POV because what are we doing? And by the way, I spilled half of the wax onto my coffee table. Okay, I just cut the candle wick. It's obviously still way too long. Also, one of my figs fell to the bottom. There has to be, I think next time, because I'm obviously going to make this like a growing business, I'm going to use like tweezers or something.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
It's not centered, but I want to know, out of all the candles you guys have ever purchased, how many times are the wicks centered? That looks fun to me, kind of. Let me just throw some more of these because some of these floated to the bottom.
I do definitely now smell the essential oil.
It's like, it's like in a danger zone kind of way.
It's going right. It's in my eyebrows.
No, it's in my eye. Like my eyes are watering. But can't wait to light it on fire because then like my entire apartment complex is gonna smell like this shit. And all I smell is the rosemary and I don't like that.
You're adding?
I'm adding lavender.
Also, we're doing like this is we don't have a pipette. What we're pouring in is a tablespoon. Multiple
more
tablespoons.
than a tablespoon, babe. Okay, I would love to know how much of the essential oil you're supposed to put in your candle. That will be for next time. And I'm going to come so prepared. But this is still going to be gorgeous. Like, I can see the top of it. I'm like so tempted to stick my finger in the wax, but I'm not going to. The question at hand. Oh, okay. I took a Klonopin for my flight, and I was definitely still feeling relaxed, and I hooked up, and it was the best sex ever. Was it because it was Klonopin induced? No, it's because Klonopin is prescribed for anxiety, panic, and I think even to this day, get a little anxious when it comes to having sex. Like, there's just like a part of me that there's like a little bit of tiny bit of performance anxiety, whatever the anxiety is, and I think that was taken away when I took the Klonopin. And so because I was relaxed, I could easily do all the fun things. And I think that's something for me to like really take into account, because I'm not going to be taking Klonopin every day for the rest of my life or every time I want to have sex. So next question.
If you guys did want to buy the $500 candle on Etsy and light it when you and your lover are having a special night, that basically is a substitute for Klonopin. The smell, like the way I feel right now, it's not a positive or a negative, but it is altered. It's an altered state.
This candle, if you have a fear of using the restroom around a boy, this will obliterate and dissolve any other smell there is in a 1 mile radius.
Sophia, how do you let go of trust issues? I'm going through his phone even though I know he's the love of my life.
When I tell you that last night I asked ChatGPT this exact question, and I said, how can I solve my trust issues and not let them affect future relationships? What did ChatGPT tell me? By the way, I know that if you want to get the most use out of ChatGPT, you are supposed to give ChatGPT a role, right? Like, I should say, hey, ChatGPT, I need you to play therapist. Here's my question.
Oh.
Or I need you to play doctor, answer this question. If not, I get very chill, relaxed, fun answers, and ChatGPT will basically pepper in every answer with, would you like me to answer it in this way, or do you want me to add a little humor?
Were you like tell it to me straight?
So I didn't because I kind of like getting like the pussy answer. Like, I'm not ready for like the therapist. Also, I have a therapist.
Right.
Like, I don't want necessarily like the to the point real answer. Like, I want to joke around with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because I'm not asking to get a real answer.
Right.
I'm going to let my trust issues do their thing.
Blossom.
Yeah, I don't have to work on anything.
You're actually watering the trust issues.
Yeah. But girl, I'm going through this myself, and I'm going to take myself out of it. And if I had to give myself advice as well as you, I would say to start becoming very aware of behavior that you exhibit when you're having a trust issue flare up. Because then you can start to point it out, stop it in its tracks, and say, I have this reaction, I act this way, I have this feeling when I'm having a trust issue flare up. And then ask yourself in that moment, could this be contributed to my trust issues, or is this contributed to something they did? Mm-hmm. What you do from there is like the hard part, because then you can be like, okay, this could just be my trust issues. Let's journal, let's meditate, let's walk it out, let's call a friend. Easier said than done, my friend. Easier said than done.
This person says, I'm crying over my situationship with a cook with a raging coke addiction. Please help.
Everyone in the restaurant industry is addicted to cocaine. I was doing coke when I worked at Tsunami in every restaurant I've ever worked at. Girl, do you want your husband? Do you want to like come home from work and have all of your belongings fucking sold at a garage sale that your husband did so he could score some blow on the corner? And you're like, where's our couch? And he's like, hi, walking in circles. And then he's going to like graduate to crack cocaine. And you want to have kids and like put your kids in that situation. Girl, you know what you wrote in. Mm-hmm. Just read that and run away. Don't walk, run.
I'm also just going to guess, not that you asked me, but if you're dating a cook, like I don't think that the only issue is that he's a raging coke addict. Like I feel like probably also he's just like not the best, has horrible hours, has an addictive personality, doesn't really give a shit about society. Like it's not to I just think they're in a very specific grind and that's not really like compatible.
Have you ever watched Chef's Table?
It's not compatible.
All of those fucking chefs, they seem cool and like they're geniuses, whatever. They're fucking crazy. And I love you guys so much. And if you want to invite me to any restaurant, I will.
But people like that are solitary. Like people, if you're you have a fixation. Like that's your priority.
Yes. I love how she just said cook addicted to cocaine and I'm like throwing him in the Michelin star category.
Same. I'm like, he's never going to choose you.
He's for sure like, you know,
working back of the house.
Right, at the back of the house. His hours are like very minimal. He does
like you were screwed from the beginning. If he was sober, it'd still be over.
But Soph, I'm glad you brought attention to the career aspect because the cooking isn't that important.
No.
It's a phase. The cook part is not a phase though.
Okay, last rapid fire. Today is my 30th birthday and I can't stop crying. I didn't think I'd still be single.
Bitch. Bitch. You're kidding.
Have you tried making candles for one?
Look at this candle. This is sad. I am older than you and I'm out here making arts and crafts that look like this, that are actually like all my plants are going to be dead in 2 hours because of how fucking strong this shit is. And this is like pure essential oils. Like I think I thought it was like, oh, it's like almond oil that I like put on my face. This is pure extract and I use
diluted.
Yeah. I'm gonna think about that one for next time. I'm gonna give this to the neighbors upstairs because they annoy me and they are very loud. I'm gonna let you cry because it's your birthday. Tomorrow, you are gonna pull yourself up from your fucking 30-year-old bootstraps, look in the mirror, and get your shit together because what are you talking about? 30 is the new 20. There is nothing to be crying about. People in relationships are not better off or happier or have their shit more together than people who are single. In fact, a lot of times on the contrary. Just know.
Maybe it'd be maybe also you're hung up on that. Like, I feel like crying on your birthday. So like you're hung up on this one narrative of yourself. Yes. You're like, I'm still single. Like I'm single and 30. Yep. Like maybe you could write down, like, what do you think it would mean? What do you think would be different about your life if you were in a relationship? And I'm sure that it's a lot of stuff that's not related to another person. Like anyone, what you said, anyone can be miserable in a relationship. Anyone can be the most happy person single. Like you might just kind of be repeating this thing in your head.
And that's totally what it is. And I had feelings like that to a minor degree. I was mostly just scared like how it would sound if I went on dates. Like, oh, there's a 3 in front. Like, is that, by the way, it is not, it is a non-issue. It is a non-issue to go on dates and to be in your 30s and say you're single. And that's it.
A lot of people you're lucky to live through your 30s.
Also, that was
so morbid. I'm sorry.
Also, what I did is I would think, okay, what was the other route my life could have gone? And I'll think about all the people I dated and think about being in a relationship with them and be like, at this stage, we would be getting serious and this would probably be like a lifelong partner. And that scared me 100 times fucking more than being single at that age. So maybe do that exercise. Jinx, you owe me a soda and a candle. Guys, thank you so much. Again, the visual, I think, would be a lot of fun. And I will talk to you guys next week. I love you so much. Bye, Sloots.